Nowadays, life is intertwined with technology. Let's figure it out. Welcome to Life, Tech, and Sundry. Hi there. Sorry for butting into the podcast. So, this podcast is brought to you by Anchor. And I just want to promote Anchor for all the listeners out there. What is Anchor, you say? Anchor is free. Okay? Totally free. So don't need to worry about that. What else? Anchor has basically all the creation tools that you'll need and you want to kickstart that podcast that you've been dreaming all this time. It helps it get it on the road. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts. Anchor takes care of that too. So you just have to create an account, start recording, and edit everything within the Anchor ecosystem. That makes things a lot more easy. Start creating. You can download the app too, may that be on Apple or Android. There's no bias there. If you want to get working on your computer, you can always go to anchor.fm. Again, the website is anchor.fm. Creating your podcast has never been easier. Thanks. Back to the show. Previously on Life, Tech, and Sundry.
Again, as he showed, it's
Mark
very.
was just blinding himself a little bit with.
He's like, my eyes.
I got entertained. That was like a moth to the flame.
So like now we come. Some people might say like, how do you control that? How do you do that? Especially with something like current, like Marco says. Now, unfortunately, current. You know, there's obviously like different levels of it, but typically in how LED specifically read it is, you have an on switch and an on state and on off state. And on that on state, that gives you 100% of output, right?
Yes. Not like I'm nodding, but yes.
Not like I just said. There's some things about that don't make it quite efficient. So we want to either control that through some way or form. Now, how is the thing that I'm trying to tell you, right? Just before I tell you, do you have any guesses?
And now, back to the show. My original one was the on-off current, opening the current and opening the circuit and closing the circuit, right? That's one. That's my current option, or my...
Do you have another one? Because I just said that's not
I
it.
think this dates me, but I think I saw something like this when I was a kid on the Magic School Bus show.
Voltage, I guess. Maybe with the voltage increasing and decreasing.
Not so much voltage,
or
it's so much. Not so much of that. It's something even simpler. Trust me.
The point of contact, full contact, or no, or like levels of contact in the circuit.
No.
Damn. I don't know if you're saying yes or no.
Bro, you're talking to the wrong guy.
No, but you want to say like the Magic School Bus?
You're like,
Yeah.
You're like,
No,
I'm the chef here.
I remember the only thing I remember about that show that when they were speaking upon or about electricity, they were legit. They had shrunk the bus to microscopic sizes, and they were inside a wired current where current runs through. So when the switch turned on, the current kept moving. When they turned it off, the actual current stood still, like almost statically. It just stayed still, and they were stuck in almost kind of like a limbo state where nothing moved, nothing. So when the actual electricity was turned on, the switch was turned on, you saw all these molecules or whatever, the electrons like bouncing off of each other and moving in a quick state. So that's as far as I know. I know it's probably wrong and it's probably something totally different.
Yeah.
But that's the only point of reference I have about electricity, bro. I mean, that and me switching on a switch when I want to go somewhere.
He's like, let there be like,
that's it. Or the clap on, clap off.
You probably turned on or turned off somebody's
I
lights right
sure
now.
hope so.
No,
All
but,
you 11 listeners out there.
There you go.
No, but yeah, obviously, that's not the answer.
No,
of
no,
course.
no. Of course.
Damn it. You sure it was mine?
So the answer is it's I guess a little more complicated than that. The I guess the naming is called PWM. And as you can see, they're just a bunch of letters.
Right.
But those stands for pulse width modulation. Like you asked me like, what is that? And the
Yeah.
answer
What is that, Mr. J?
Now the answer is
J Swag.
What is that, Mr. J?
I don't know. No, I'm kidding.
I kid.
J Swag. Come
So
on.
to put it in the simpler terms, you have, when you're programming this, because this is something you can program. When you're programming this, you have, as I said, an on and off, but you can manipulate that in a sense. What you do is have as a counter, not like someone actually counting 1, 2, 3, but the computer can count it. So you have two values. You have the off switch, but now you have a top value. Top
Okay.
value being the number you chose to be like, say if you want to count it from 0 to 100, right?
All right.
So what you do is you set that value. Marcus is just like that, saying that top value is 100, right?
Yes.
Hi.
So what the counter does is, or how you program it is, you make it count from 0 to 100, or in this case 0 to 99, because counting 0 to make it go to 100 times will be from 0 to 99. And then he's just staring at me firstly. But anyway, you make it count up to that number. And then once it reaches that number, it drops straight down to 0, right?
Yes.
Now, what I'm trying to get to that is that top value is programmable. So it's not just 100, but I'm using 100 because math works.
As a point of reference,
Yeah.
right?
So assuming that you want 100% of the output, well, you make it go up to 100, right? And then it drops back down to 0. So you're like, but you're just doing that repeatedly. So I guess to visualize it,
In an audio format.
in the audio format, but I'll give you the visual part.
But in my notebook?
Yeah. It's like this. It's basically creating a triangle form where
They
it
look
goes.
kind of like waves. To
A
me.
Triforce.
They look
Yeah.
like waves. I don't know if you can see that, Marcos.
I can imagine it. Along with the listeners.
Okay.
or as we call them pulses, just boop.
Okay.
Boop.
Yeah,
Like a heart
So-
pulse, right?
sort of. Yeah.
Okay.
So-
okay.
There's two ways of doing this. You can either program the top to be that level you want it to be. So say you want about 50% output. Well, you choose a number to be 50. So it goes from 0 to 50
And then drops back down.
and then drops back down. And then as you're
Yes.
doing that,
Yes.
the output of the LED cannot go past 50. So what it'll give you is 50% of the output. Now you're saying, well, how is it doing that? But it's just going back to 0. Well, the thing is that the computer is processing this so fast that you don't see that on and off switch happening.
Okay.
So it goes back to the on and off state, but it's doing it so fast that it's looked like,
It's faster
It's-
than your eye can catch.
yeah.
Okay.
So you just see it just happen at once. So it looks like 50% of the output is coming out. And
Constantly.
and that's what you want.
Okay.
Now, the other part is that you don't want the top value to be programmable. You want to keep it at a certain level so that you can't go past it, right?
Right.
So what you do is you create a match point. So same thing with the other technique, except that you
Technique.
can't go past that top value now,
Okay.
right? So instead, you have a programmable one that tells you where it is, and what essentially that creates. If I can just draw it over here.
I gave him too much power with the pen.
Oh man.
So what essentially it creates, I don't want to draw it. It creates a square wave, for a sense.
Okay.
So that creates that, again, that on and off state. So that this one's a little bit typically more easier to program
Okay.
because you have something that doesn't mess with the top value and doesn't mess with the bottom one.
These are your limits.
Basically, yeah. You
Fucking
want to
math.
create this limit because you don't want to go for like something that's impossible, like 110.
Yeah, infinity. You don't want infinity.
Yeah. So through that method, you can now control something like I said, a brightness,
Daze.
like the brightness of an LED. to not give you 100%, but maybe like 75, 80, or even 2% if you want to be real them about it.
Right.
Or in some other cases that I've used, it control the speed of a motor, because on and off is giving you 100% output. And imagine if that thing can really step up its game.
Right.
You don't want that. So
No.
you want instead to go maybe like 80, 70, or even like 60% of the speed. So it's a little bit controllable, and it's not like Speedy Gonzalez out here just
Yeah, just
boom.
crashing into something.
So yeah, I guess you could say is that's a quick lesson on some technology thing.
Very interesting, Mr. J. I appreciate that.
It reminds me of a car. Slowly, you're putting in the gas, because it has a computer, right? As well, you're putting in the gas. You're putting that limit and zero, that limit, and you're slowly moderating it as a human. But the computer
You mean
back end,
stepping on the pedal?
yes, but
Yeah.
but amount of discipline of distance or depth that you put into the pedal in millimeters is translated to actual miles per hour or power, watts
Torque.
or horsepower or torque. And then you leaving when you're going straight for hours on end. What's that feature that you can put it and it goes at a constant speed?
Cruise control.
Yeah.
Cruise control. The computer knows you set your speed and that's your limit that it's going to go from there to zero, and then no more nor less, right? It's only going to maintain your highest point, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And your computer takes care of the rest, except for the steering.
Yeah.
Soon to come with
Other cars, not
Other-
Tesla.
yeah,
Because Tesla already has it.
Yeah.
Very cool.
But yeah, I guess back to
Back to reality.
well, not so much that is reality, because it does happen.
It does exist.
I was quoting Eminem here. Damn it! I was like, damn it.
Oh no, you didn't say mom spaghetti or anything like that.
All right.
But yeah, I guess like as of this past week, Apple has made another
This
big
is the tech
announcement.
news.
Right.
Has made another big announcement that they released the iPhone 12. And one of the little
Yeah. Where's your soundboard, Mr. Marcos?
yeah, where is it?
Oh,
Sometimes he forgets. Everyone, don't worry.
Not that.
Wrong button, buddy.
Tech,
oh.
not that either. We've already done that.
Oh man.
さよならエクストラ
Sure, we'll go with that one.
But yeah, but like one of the things that Apple is pushing. Are you still doing somebody?
I'm good.
So yeah, so the one thing Apple is pushing this year is that they want to start to be eco-friendly with possibly even zero emissions by 2030.
neutral, right? To break even, zero is zero.
Yeah.
Was it this
so-
year or was it until 2023 or something? Or
No, I'm saying
25?
is it till 2030?
Or 2030. Yeah. I mean, I don't think they're going to be
Do it,
able to
yeah.
do it all in one fell swoop.
But yeah, so one of the techniques that they're trying to do is that they're removing the charging brick, the little thing that comes
Right,
and
from
stick in
every
the phone,
box. Right.
and also their earbuds.
Yes.
So I think Marcos wrote here
Don't tell me what to do!
is that not only is this is about another part, but I guess like will this model of Apple's approach, what Apple's doing, be translated into the other companies like most cases have?
Yes, yes.
I do think that all the other companies are going to follow suit at some point, just so they can be not only competitive but to be able to say that they care about the environment as well.
And that's
yeah.
like you hear a lot. You don't hear anything about them being emissions neutral or emission zero. What's the word?
Well, the thing
Well,
is,
they said zero emissions.
Yeah, zero emissions.
for the most part, I think we hear a lot about it from Apple or like say a Google or
Operation Red or
Microsoft,
Yeah.
because they're companies that reside inside the United States.
Yes.
So off the bat, they are under scrutiny by the government or whoever the powers may be that are, calling the shots and making decisions. They kind of have to figure out a way so they can stay competitive, but also be.
Could you even say it's a roundabout way?
I don't know. If
push the button.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know what.
This is too much responsibility.
Yeah. No, well, I don't know if it's a roundabout way or anything like that, but companies that reside or operate from the United States have to abide by certain rules, and they have to take initiatives to, even if it's just to make it seem like they're trying their hand at being zero emissions or being eco-friendly or whatever the case is. They have to, because at some point, sooner than later, they're going to have to do it anyway. So might as well have a plan to do it in such a way that it's economically possible and feasible. But I guess for other companies that don't reside or don't really operate from the United States, they're going to have to play ball as well, or do the same to a certain degree, just because they to a certain extent cater to the people that buy their products in places like the US. So that's the reason why they're going to have to do something to also play on that level playing field. Other than that, I mean,
Oh, wow.
yeah, I know.
I guess another follow-up question is that, like, now that the iPhone 12 has been released,
will
know?
you buy?
Well, no, like,
Besides
no, that. How does it compare with other flagship from, like, for example, the one you have in your hand, or some other ones like the LG? I don't even know what it's called.
The thing Q, I think, was one of them.
I don't remember, but
Isn't
But
that
like
their laptop?
G7, G8, G9.
no, the one you like, and then like,
It flips halfway,
Yeah.
or like from vertical to horizontal.
yeah, but like, what I'm trying to pinpoint is like this, like
The Motorola
Marcos has some
one.
points here, is that like it doesn't have some of the key features. Like, yes, it has wireless charging. It has a new processor that is faster from last year's model.
It's in different tiers.
No, but like it doesn't have some newer features that like some other phones have. Like, for example, you have here, it doesn't have the 120 hertz refresh rate screen.
Yes. It doesn't have
Now,
that.
do you think that's because it's not capable of doing it, or because they can probably do something firmware wise where they can actually have the phone be able to do it?
I have two thoughts there. They're explained in the notes.
I mean, because
Oh,
the phone is 5G capable, so
Well, I mean,
to a certain extent, they have chipsets in there that's really powerful. They have the A14 Bionic chip in there, so
well,
I don't think that the phone isn't like powerful enough. It's just that for one reason or another, they probably didn't add the feature because they don't feel comfortable of sacrificing battery over actual function. That's
maybe.
my just thought process.
Or maybe it could be also the fact that maybe they didn't want to buy the screen that has that capability, because yes, it has a powerful processor, but it also has to run through how well the screen can refresh, because that's a screen thing. Unfortunately, that's not
Okay.
that corresponds with the processor and how fast it can handle it, but it has to be, you know, in direct correlation with the screen. That it's like, okay, I can go up to this refresh rate. And be, okay, sweet, I can set it for that.
Okay.
Hey there, Marcos here. There are links to contact me via email, Twitter, or an actual voice message. You know, just for content. I'll get to them as soon as possible and address them throughout the show. Once again, there are links in the show notes to contact me via email, Twitter, or even a voice message. Thanks for listening, Life Tech and Sundry. Now, back to the show.
So maybe it could be like a cost thing that like they just bought the antennas for 5G. 5G is something that's pretty new. It's recently come out.
Right.
For the most part, most phones that came out in 2020 has it now.
Yeah,
So-
and for the most part, I think the reason why they added the 5G is just to future proof, or to tell the consumer, hey, it's future proof because now it's 5G capable. But a lot of the other specs are, you know, not that they're old by any means or not capable by any means, but you already know, and we spoke about this last podcast, where as soon as you get the phone 6 months later, 3 months
Oh,
later, you know, planned obsolescence. You're gonna have something that's out of date. It's not really worth the money you paid for it. Oh yeah, Marcos. I'm sorry.
There's one in the notes. I'll let Jose explain later. But another one is that it could be another way to push more 5G into the market for there being people that are actually using it. It could be a way for in service providers like T-Mobile, Verizon, AT&T, all those service providers. Like, oh, there's actually people now. We have to provide more contracts, and we all know that Apple doesn't sell you a phone without a contract, right? It actually gives you either AT&T.
No, they can sell you without a contract.
Oh, but a
Yeah,
lot
you
of
can
people,
buy it.
a lot of people want to buy it with a service. If you're buying it new and you're switching yourself back into the ecosystem of Apple, into the Apple ecosystem,
Right, but I mean,
like an upfront investment. This is how much the data.
Well, I feel like for the addition of 5G is that, there's now a service out there that can now faster than 4G LTE. It's new, but like as Al said, it's a future-proofing thing because eventually everyone and everywhere is going to have 5G. So just in case, they're going to be like, well, here it is. You don't need to buy another phone. It's on this phone that you've already purchased.
It's here and it's now.
yeah,
The future is now.
Yeah, and also since 5G is actually a really big jump from 4G LTE, you're talking about what? I think back then the cap for 4G LTE is about 500. I'm probably off in my numbers, but now it's easily in the gigabit speed. 5G.
Right.
That's insane.
That's a lot.
yeah, no, but I think
That's a lot of damage.
I think one of the missing pieces of the puzzle right now at the moment is that, yeah, you're going to start seeing a lot of, and not just phones, you're probably going to start seeing things like your laptop and other devices that are going to have the 5G chipset. But the problem, it falls where the infrastructure. Companies like Verizon or T-Mobile, as we saw back in April, T-Mobile bought up Sprint in order for them to actually have more infrastructure where they can actually have 5G antennas. Because in reality, if I were to go somewhere a little bit farther from the city, 5G isn't really offered there because they don't have antennas for 5G. So I spent X amount of money for my phone. But if I were to live somewhere where 5G isn't available at the moment, then to be honest, it would be redundant because I'm only on 4G LTE speeds because that's the only thing that's offered. And, worst case scenario, I go to a country where 4G isn't, available. I'm on 3G speeds or 2G. So again, it really depends on infrastructure at the moment because, not everywhere you're going to find a place where 5G is actually available as part of the infrastructure for that company. Yeah.
Another thing to elaborate with Alan's opinion and observation is that 5G is at a specific nano frequency, which means there's going to be more interference with other hard objects. Like it's a radio signal, right? And radio signals can go through concrete until to a certain point. And because 5G, you're going to be transmitting through data. Whatever reason is for the tech guys, they decided to send it through a smaller frequency band, which the smaller the frequency band, the less distance it's going to travel across the surface of the earth and through hard objects. So an issue that they're going to be having or want to solve is to have more antennas for more coverage. So if you're out in the mountainside, good luck finding a regular antenna even over there.
Yeah, I do believe that to make it feasible or to make it work for the consumer, you're going to probably need at least 3 antennas for every and this is just an example, for every light post outside of your area or around your area. You're going to have like 3 5G antennas for every light post in order for your phone to actually pick up. And even if you move around, you'll still have that 5G capability connected to your phone. So this is just a matter of time. People that are these companies, like the Verizon's, the T-Mobiles of the world, they're working and spending a lot of money on infrastructure in order for their 5G antenna capabilities to be, on par with whatever else is offered out in the world, or just to be competitive between each other, to give a better service in order for them to say we're the best, we're number one.
The future's with us.
Right. And then, you're more compelled to go and pay your hard-earned cash for their service. So it really comes down to numbers in that sense. But yes, Marcos.
Another thing that we us, the consumers, don't know but can benefit from it is, the word of today is going to be bilateral. Bilateral contract with other services that can use the 5G. Let's say driverless cars, or Crunchyroll, or Funimation, because
you should be watching.
And all those things are gonna probably want to make contracts with Verizon, T-Mobile, all those guys in there.
What you should be watching.
Yes, and that's what we could benefit.
Be watching.
What?
I did the same thing.
No, what is it? What is it?
Oh, you raised my volume too and everything.
Whisper, come on! I'm giving you the.
What you should be watching.
See that I'm over here being the sound editor too over here as I talk. And the word of the day, the letter of the day is B for bilateral. The word of the day is bilateral.
Right. So I guess moving on, I guess the final.
I went too deep with the word.
just to
wrap things up, because we really need
some
to
anime,
bounce.
and I like to say that I have not been watching anime this week.
And neither have I. I'm probably gonna go pick back
This
up
is-
where
this
I
is
left
one of my
off
few weeks
today,
where
or
I didn't-
tonight.
These are one of my few weeks because of events. that
The
happened.
events that you've been going
I
through.
did not watch. I actually missed Danmachi.
Nani?
You can say that again.
Nani?
But yeah, I guess anime has been great. Oh yeah. Just a question.
And it's been great, even though I haven't been watching it.
I mean, I would assume.
No, of course.
'Cause,
Of course. I'm going to probably
um,
do that when I drop you guys off.
Yeah, watch some JoJutsu.
when I drop you guys.
But yeah, just a question
me and
that
Animo.
Marcos wants to bring up, and I remember because we were talking about this.
Yes.
Is is watching an abridged series the same as watching the OG anime?
Do you want a long-winded answer, or do you want a short, concise answer?
Well, I mean, my answer is actually no, because
Mine is no.
yeah.
Okay, so listeners, you
So
can always
2v1.
email me. There's going to be in the show notes the
I
way
mean,
to contact
for
me.
those who think it's the same exact thing,
You check. No, I'm
you're
kidding.
sorely mistaken, please.
What is
No,
the
but yeah,
definition of the word abridged?
It's a parody, so it's not the same
Is
thing.
parody a
because-
synonym to abridged?
Yeah.
I thought abridged is like to
Because
connect
remember
or to shorten.
remember how Team Force says like this is a parody of the series Dragon Ball Z. Please do not sue us because this is not the actual series.
No,
We're not
you're
copying.
explaining what happened there, but what does the word abridged mean?
This
Well,
is
you
the
want the-
time
you
where
want
you
the
go to
Oxford
Google.
Dictionary?
Yeah.
Well, I'm over here with the soundboard and I'm requesting
You
my
want
colleagues.
the Google definition?
Sí, por favor.
Sure,
I mean,
no
yes.
problem. So abridged definition, right?
Yes, please.
Having been shortened
Whoa.
for a piece of writing.
So like Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Z. Okay, no.
Yeah, that is exactly.
This is from Oxford. So
and
this
from
might-
Google, it's the
Oxford.
same thing.
no, it's also from Oxford.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, you're right.
But yeah, it's
Damn, the echo.
he's like, oh, he's going up.
He went deep.
No, yeah.
But yeah, it's
You have
not the same series because like for example, Dragon Ball Z Abridged.
It's not Dragon Ball GT. That's not an abridged.
No, that's we don't talk about that one. But yeah, it's a different complete series because like
I believe it existed though.
Dragon Ball Z Abridged, Goku is
Goku's Goku.
well yeah, but he's a little
Goku's
bit,
got a Goku.
he's a little bit more off in the scale of intelligence.
He goes off.
At Master Roshi be answering the phone without pants.
Again, this is not the same as the original, and I mean, I think it's for entertainment purposes only. So
And
I
I guess
mean,
another-
why you need to figure if it, or
Because wording is key. For
Even
this.
like another example
yeah,
is that
words
like
mean something, and I totally get it, bro. There's a concise definition behind it. And
you
which-
literally described abridged.
yeah, to make it make sense to you.
The spark notes.
like
of
imagine
anime.
just like you're teleporting your shum versus
Yeah.
Hey, there you go.
So again, I think back to the original point. After we answered this question of no,
And I have been taught.
Marco is bowing his head. But yeah, it's just
take off the cap. Yes, yes, yes.
Oh yeah,
Bow.
I think I don't know how true this is. I think I saw this in a tweet that the movie Demon Slayer, the train arc, supposedly made I think $1 billion
Uh-huh.
dollars or yen.
Oh, okay.
or zenny, whatever.
whatever. But the point is that it did very well in Japan. It made it.
I
it-
would
it-
hope
it broke records,
Yeah,
yeah.
I would
in
hope
physical movie theaters.
Well, I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know how it is over
I
there.
think
but
over there they're actually able to go to movie theaters.
Are they?
If I'm not
Lucky
mistaken. Yeah.
bastards.
Yeah, well,
They're
over there
definitely
they
watching.
actually, you know, I mean, I'm not gonna say 100% they all wear masks, and I'm not gonna say they're all 100% 6 feet, you know, distance. Or
The culture over there is different. Let's just say that.
obviously they, you know, they bow their heads to say hello and not shake
Yoroshiku
hands.
onegaishimasu.
Over here, we're more about hugs and kisses. You
Over
know,
there, they're like senpai, and hentai and kohai.
Wait, what? How do you go from senpai to hentai to kohai?
Wait, you went? I thought you said kohai and then senpai.
My
I was
man
gonna
is
just-
all jumbled up right
No,
there.
just slide it in.
Yeah, don't not with the senpai and the kohai and the hentai, of course not. As far as the actual people over there going to movie theaters, I'm pretty sure they also have some sort of
Agreement.
Netflix or other type of other companies that actually facilitate them watching, or services to watch movies and stuff like that if they can't go to movie theaters.
There's like one Japanese Viz Media, I think.
No, more like DMM or other streaming services that they have that actually provide.
Full on Japanese.
Yeah,
only
of course.
Japan only.
Well, it's localized over there, so yeah, you can't really get unless you're probably
So
VPN
People
spoofing.
get your VPNs
Yeah, if
Maybe.
you get your Express VPN
or
not
your
spa-
Nords.
not
Damn it.
not sponsored, guys, but you
Tell
know.
me, come on.
Oh, you
I
got a link down
I wish.
in the comment
If only.
section. Yeah, no, so
Yeah, I tried to find the analyticals, but I couldn't find it.
yeah, I mean, again, once it comes out over here, I mean, please take the time to actually watch it. I'm pretty sure everybody's stuck in their I'm watching this season. I'm probably finishing up certain shows from last season. So I mean, guys, down in our show notes there we have our links to all our social, and obviously if you want to leave a question for us to answer, here's a question for you guys. What anime are you watching this season? What intrigues you? What caught your attention? What caught your eye? Please share it down in the comment section.
Title your email so I understand it better, like a tag you should be watching.
Right. And then we'll definitely talk about it next podcast, and we'll see.
If there's enough people, you already know we're going to put it as a subject for
Right.
the conversation.
And then hopefully, we did invite our special guest from last podcast, Monse, to come through. So hopefully she'll come next podcast, and she'll share with us the recommendations we gave her on anime to watch, and let's see what she thought about our I guess curated selection. See what she thought about it, and any comments or questions she may have, we'll answer. And we would like for you guys to be part of that as well. So hopefully we read from you in the questionnaire or whatever the case is for next time.
Remember, you should be watching.
What you should be watching.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. I think that's gonna be it for us tonight. Thanks again for listening. We appreciate you guys, joining us this morning, afternoon, or evening, or whenever you're listening. All right, guys. Well, thanks again for listening. This is Life Tech and Sundry signing out. This is your boy Alan.
This is Marcos, your conductor of audio.
And last but not least, obviously, it's your boy.
Me. I'm signing off. Bye. It's like, and bye.
All right, guys.
Peace.
Hi there. Thank you for tuning into the LTS podcast. All the notes and more can be found in the description. By the way, we have a social media page where content is posted regularly. Feel free to reach out at us through there or via email. Both are found in the description. When you support the show, we have a merch store where you can buy an item that you like. If buying merch is not your thing and you just want to support the show directly, we also have links to those too, if you'd like. Thank you. Also, every comment is really appreciated. Credits in the description as well. Peace.